What we have here is a Breitling 42mm SuperOcean. This is not my watch. I'm out camping and my friend had this watch on. He was wearing it. It's his watch. And I said, oh, by the way, I have a watch channel on YouTube. Would you mind terribly if I nicked your watch for 5 or 10 minutes to do a video? So let's look at this Breitling SuperOcean. A very nice blue dial, sapphire crystal. It's 42mm. You have a uni-rotating bezel here, so it won't rotate in the opposite direction. It just goes one way. It's 120 click. You have a date window over here, and then obviously the hour, minutes, and the second hands you can see down here. It's Swiss made. You've got the Breitling logo, 1884. This particular model here has a stainless steel metal clasp. On the back you have some information printed on here. So you've got Breitling SuperOcean certificate chronometer, Breitling 1884 SuperOcean. This particular model is the A17366. So the glass is sapphire crystal. Inside you have an automatic 38-hour power reserve movement. It has 28,800 vibrations per hour, 25 joules. It has a pretty impressive 500-meter depth rating on this particular model. So if you're planning on diving down to 500 meters, then this is the one for you. And that even beats my 300-meter
Rolex Submariner and
50 fathoms watch, although it doesn't quite match Stevens' 43mm Sea Dweller. You have a 20mm lug, so if you wanted to change the bracelet, you could quite easily get your calipers in there, take this bracelet off if you wanted to, and put on a NATO or a leather strap would fit on there. 20mm standard lugs there. It has a depth of 13.3mm and of course a 42mm diameter. It has a screw down crown, so the first movement of course changes the date. We'll take it back around to the 15th, 14, 15, so the first movement changes the date easily enough. And then it's clearly a hackable watch. When you pull it out to the second stop, the second hand stops, and you can of course change the date there. So if we let that move on around, a screw down crown, and that gives you your 500-meter water resistance there. And in the sunlight, the blue shines off that dial very nicely. You have a nice metal clasp. You could adjust the clasp here with a little bit of figgery pokery, but not too bad. Just get your caliper in there, and then you could move that one along relatively easily if needed, but you would need the tool just to change that clasp there. It's a nice solid closure there, and then of course a double lock there. That's a wrist shot, a nice 3-link slightly angled layout there, and that fits on there. My wrist is a little bit smaller than Chris's, but not a lot in it. And then when you need to take it off, just undo that, pull back on that one, and then that comes off easily there. You've got Breitling written across there. Nothing else written on there. And you can see the sun shining off this very nicely. And like I say, this is not my watch. Just borrowed this from a friend who's camping with me. I just said, oh, by the way, I do I have a little watch channel. Maybe I could nick your watch for 5 minutes.
I'd very much like to thank my friend Chris for the loan of his watch, plus that little loom shot that he managed to take for me a few days later. It didn't get dark until 10 o'clock, and I think I fell asleep at 9 o'clock, so wasn't able to get a loom shot out there. Thank you very much for watching. As always, I do hope that you enjoyed this slightly different video, you know, someone else's watch, not one of mine. Please do, as always, like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, and of course, for you, the one person who has reached this far, then you have done the most to help build this channel, because it's people watching to the very end of my videos that shows YouTube that you're actually interested in my nonsense. So I do thank you especially. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much for watching.